Welcome back to the Unspoken, and today we're filming an emergency awesome episode, specifically talking about the career, the impact of actress Anne Heche. Um, Fellas, appreciate you guys jumping in for a quick episode like this. Obviously, with the sad passing of Anne Heche that we just recently came across in today's news, I wanted to take a moment to reflect on her acting career. Adrian just gave me some of the data on her: 91 film credits to her name, over 50 films acted in. Um, uh, Jamal, I know you and I had a debate earlier today just about her impact and her level of stardom, whether she's an A-list actor, whether she's a B-list actor. Um, where do you have her on that list?
I definitely put her in as A-list actor. I feel like in the time frame that she's done her acting career and the co-stars that she's worked with, I feel like her range is definitely to a level of an A-list actor.
Yeah, and I think I struggle with that, Adrian, because I think one of the things I've kind of said is like she hasn't been in a blockbuster. I think for me, and I haven't looked at the data because we're doing this as an emergency episode, but I think her biggest film to me was probably John Q. Right. So in terms of dollars coming in, um, and again, she wasn't the franchise player on that movie. So I don't see her as being. She's a strong B-list actor, and that's an amazing accomplishment.
I mean, I would lean toward more mall side, like we were talking about earlier. I think when it comes to the titling of an A-list actress, she it's more about popularity than actual carrying the film. I've always felt. I just feel like there's a lot of folks out there that consider A-list actors and actresses that don't really have those leading role credits to their name, but they were a part of or a major player in a blockbuster film of some sort. So I think she kind of met that criteria, especially during the '90s. Now, as her career went on, she it kind of dwindled off some. But I think for a while there, her peak, I think we could consider her an A-list actress.
I, I, so Moan, Anne Hetch, and correct me guys if I'm wrong. She early in her career, she won a daytime Emmy for playing twins in a soap opera, right? Like her early television career stuff, she was doing some heavy lifting, and I appreciated that, right? That probably what catapulted her into cinematic universes, which I'm appreciative of. Um, but she's never been in these super blockbuster film moms. Would you agree?
I agree. I think the closest one that she been in, I think, is like you said, John Q. I think that's the closest real blockbuster that she been in. A lot of the other stuff that she been in is like, well, Donnie Brasco too. She was in Donnie Brasco. That was a real
Yeah.
good one as well.
I played a great role in Donnie Brasco.
Yeah, she did. She did. But I'm sorry, she's a B to me. I mean, B does not mean you're a bad actor. I don't.
No, not at all.
B means you're good. She's probably a French B, but I'm sorry, I didn't hear her name and go, oh, I gotta go see that movie because she's in it.
Right.
No.
Well, let me ask you this: when you hear the term co-star, what does that say to you?
So co-star can mean anything, right? You could be a co-star like Will and
Martin?
Martin, Bad
yeah,
Boys.
like Will and Martin. That's co-stars. They both A-list co-stars.
I agree.
But you could also be a co-star like a John Q, like Denzel and her, right? She's not on the level of Denzel.
Well, so Maul brought up a good point earlier before the show before the video started. He and I were talking and debating Chuck here about when it comes to that A-list and title, you guys are kind of going to like was she a star? You said would you go to a film to see her? That's your personal description. But we talk about Kristen Stewart from the Twilight franchise and how I've never gone to a movie just to see Kristen Stewart, but I still recognize her as being an A-list actress because of her level of popularity she has.
Exactly.
So
But you just said it though. She did Twilight. Twilight was huge.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
she carried Twilight. She didn't stand to do it. So she deserved to be an A-list. And didn't carry nothing like that. I'm just saying.
So now you're saying that it's acting skill that makes you A-list actress?
No, but there. Okay, so the level of your acting can't push you into an A-list. That's clear, right? That's why Denzel's there. That's why Leonardo DiCaprio's there. The level of your acting can put you there, but the level of your acting also brings across good movies. But that's just not it, because there's sometimes you can see a great actor in a low budget movie, and that makes that movie even more amazing, more it could even make it a blockbuster, right? But I just don't see no movies like that with her. She don't put a movie over for me. Like when I think of John Q, I think of Denzel. When I think of Donnie Brasco, I think of I can't even think of his name.
Yeah, Pacino. We talked about Volcano, and she was doing that with Pierce Brosnan, right? We talked about all these movies.
James Lee Jones or whatever his name is.
Yeah, well, she's doing all of these films. Again, we love Anne Heche. I don't want to paint a picture that we don't love, respect, and honor her career as an actress. Top shelf, right?
Oh yeah, no, she's top shelf. It was Tommy Lee Jones. Sorry,
I don't want us to walk away from this saying that she's an A-list actor. She's a great actor. We love her performances, but she's never been a draw to a film.
Yeah, she's definitely. I think she probably at best a fringe B, right? She's a fringe B. Even B-listers could have star roles in movies, right?
Sure.
It happens all the time, but I just don't think she's an A. Like when we talking about A, bro, we're talking about people like Meryl Streep. We're talking big people.
Nah, see, you guys are confusing the magnitude of the person of the star with this title of A-list. A-list to me has always just meant this is someone who's popular, this one who's doing these films. Like, The Rock's always say A-list actor. He brings in big dollars, but he's not.
Well, he's an A-lister now.
Yes, and Anne Heche at one point was an A-lister. I'm not saying she wasn't an A-lister at this point of her career. I'm saying in the 90s, for a while there, she was on that A-list where people knew her name. After she did that film with Harrison Ford, everybody knew her name.
You're referencing 6 Days, 7 Nights?
6 Days, 7 Nights, yeah.
Right. Yes, when she did that film with Harrison Ford, everyone around that time was talking about that film, talking about Anne Heche, talking about how great she was in that film. And at that point, she had reached that A-list status. Did it go down from there? Absolutely, like it does with a lot of actors and actresses. But I think at that point she had hit that peak right there, and that for those few years, she was on that A-list tier of actors.
One thing that Adrian said earlier that I didn't agree with Moan. He said at Anne Heche's prime, she probably equaled Reese Witherspoon's prime.
That wasn't me.
There's something else that will also mention though, is that she did what a lot of people in the acting world in terms of cinema don't usually do. And what she did was she kind of jumped back and forth. She dabbled in movies and she dabbled in TV.
Mm-hmm.
So
I respect that. Yeah, I respect
that back and forth. It separates you out of that consistency of time of you being constantly in movies and stuff. Probably because she wanted to have more of a mainstream daily paycheck. Because I hear that a lot of people do that when they go on a regular TV because it's a more steady income.
Mm-hmm.
Versus
good point.
Which is true.
Go ahead.
She might have dedicated herself probably to more just big cinematic movies. Maybe we might see a different version of her in that sense. But
Okay.
I don't think that takes away from her ability of being an A-list actor, or whatever have you.
So really quickly, I think one of the things that when you talk about that, right? Yeah, it might bring some financial security, but what it also brings, maybe inadvertently, is acting diversity, right? Um, a- any actor will tell you acting in a cinema piece versus a television, it's two different worlds in acting in those, right? Um, when you can get totally lost in a character in a cinematic role, while doing that on an episodic, it's a different kind of process for them. So I salute that for Anne Heche to be able to dance between both worlds because many people can't do that.
No.
And to just to kind of jump on that as well, Chuck. One of the things that we're talking about her diversity and what she's done. Not just the film and the TV acting, but also the voiceover acting she's done over the years. She's done a ton of cartoon acting, honestly, over the years.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she did a voice on one of everyone's favorite cartoons, which is the Avatar: Legend of Korra. Underrated, if you ask me. But yeah, so if you look at her filmography, there's a long list there of movies, TV acting, and inside that TV acting, there's a lot of voiceover she did for cartoons as well. So she's pretty well versed, in a lot of forms of of cinema, TV, entertainment in general.
Moan, do you have a favorite Anne Heche piece?
Yeah, my favorite is John Q. I love John Q. And I love her acting in John Q. I thought that was a wonderfully done movie. I can't see what you was talking about, Adrian, where in 1997 she dropped 4 movies, and then 98 she dropped 3 movies. So I can see how she got that steam of um, of making these movies, and having her name out there, like you were saying. But
So okay. I hate to be this guy. I don't want to be this guy. What were the movies?
now there was actually good movies. Well, yeah, Donnie Brasco, Volcano. Um, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Wag the Dog. Those are the 4 in '97. And then
She's also the Psycho remake as well in '98, which was
that's one of the movies in '98. Psycho, 6 Days, 7 Nights, and then she had a couple more in '98.
So she's involved in hits.
Return to Paradise.
Yeah, she's involved in some hits. I appreciate that.
So I could see why but I still want to say she's a fringe B. But yeah, John Q is my favorite movie that she did, hands down, no questions asked.
For me, I feel like if a movie becomes a hit, right? Like if you get a classic movie out and you get the term co-star in a movie, then I feel like that means that you had just as much impact or influence on the success of that movie as one that you would want to root for to be the star of that movie. Like, I don't see a separation in that. So that's why I feel like she has that title that you can put on it, because she puts that work in equally as much as the other actor.
In terms of what? Dialogue, in terms of lines?
In terms of whatever it took to get to make that movie a hit.
I disagree.
Yeah.
No, otherwise you wouldn't call her a co-star. You would call her.
Would you call her a co-star in John Q?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like she was the person who was charging and driving Denzel to make that press for his son to get well in that sense, because she was the antagonist. She was the one that was keeping him from, what he was trying to achieve.
Okay.
And one of the things that I heard Denzel say in the interview was that you sit down in a room for a scene and you kind of play off of each other when you're actors. Like, you kind of vibe, you get that scene to get the characters down right, to get that scene right. And you can argue, what Maul was saying is as well, is that Denzel used her to kind of play off of in a film like John Q to get the best possible performance out of it.
Right. Build that chemistry. Right.
Yeah. So typically in order to do that, the person that you're acting against, let's say in a case like this, has to bring a certain level to it as well. And I think that that co-star title is kind of generic, but from what Maul was saying, she had maybe not equal billing, but close enough to equal billing to say that she was enough of a contributor to the John Q film that she helped put it over as one of those big films.
I just think that billing is just one of those things done by marketing. It's done by the production team. It's just kind of a blanket statement. I don't think it's indicative of how the nation views Anne Heche.
And that's fine, and I can agree with that. But in the same light, if you look at that movie in itself, you cannot deny that when you watch that movie and you've seen her character and how well she played it, you cannot deny that you wasn't pissed off watching her.
Yeah, I agree.
She made you feel like if she wasn't a good actress in that sense, no matter how this went down, you wouldn't have felt anything so much for her.
I don't think that.
Again, are we saying B-list actors are bad?
Yeah,
nobody actors still pull that out of me.
What I'm saying is that her acting ability to what she was doing in that role warranted an A-list. It warranted an A-list acting ability right then and there.
All right.
I mean, I think her role in Donnie Brasco, which we're going to end up reviewing here over the next couple of weeks, so you guys stay tuned for that. Her role in Donnie Brasco to me was very powerful. I really enjoyed her portrayal of a struggling mom whose husband is gone all the time. I really enjoyed what she brought to the camera, what she brought to that film. I didn't look at that film and be like, boy, that's an A-list actor who's being hidden and not used well. I didn't see it.
No.
I thought she did a great job.
You know what?
She did a great job in that. Let me ask you this. Like, shouldn't the A-list actor, it's like one of those, the A-list actor is always on the ticket to get an award, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about it.
No.
Movie. You don't think so?
No. The awards circuit is based on.
No. We're not saying they win it. I'm not saying they win it, and I'm saying
the industry.
You will say that's an award-winning.
Ramona's 100% accurate.
You're not saying they're gonna win it because we know that's a scam or whatever. No, but you watch it, you be like, yo, that's award-winning acting right there. Now tell me one of her movies where you sat there and was like, that's award-winning acting right there.
I would have given that for John Q.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
She doesn't have one.
Wow.
She doesn't have one.
I would have did it for 7 Days, 6 Nights.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
not award-winning acting.
I would say so. For me, I feel like you got to keep in mind these people might be unbelievably far removed from the character that they're playing. They may not portray this in any way in their real life.
Yeah.
But they're bringing this to the screen or whatever. And for real, I feel like if it's making you feel the way that it makes you feel in the time, like you cannot stay in this character, or wow, you really love this character, whatever have you, I feel like you do an amazing job, more or less. And I feel like with her roles, she's done just that. I feel like she portrays the person that you're looking to see on that screen. Well, but I'm not sure that that's how she is in real life. Like, you know what I mean?
Going by that method, there's a lot of A-list stars out there because there's a lot of times when I'm watching movies, characters get under my skin and I hate them.
But truth be told, there's a lot of A-list actors out there. But we don't go by that. We go by
there's not.
But there shouldn't be this long list of actors.
There's not. You can't just throw A-list out there to everybody because then you're watering it down.
I'm not saying that it goes out to everybody, but I'm saying that I feel like there might be a lot more A-list actors than a lot of people give credit to, and because of the fact that people have their popularities to who they like, it never gets shined over to that.
What you never want to do is disrespect elite, right?
No, I'm not.
That's different, Chuck. Yes, you're right there. So I'm not on here saying that she was this elite actress, right? That she was on the levels of Meryl Streep or whoever else.
I'm
saying that my argument has been that A-list is really just a popularity title. Like, are you popular? Are you popular in the media? Are you popular? If somebody in 1995, 96, 97, 98, if you're walking down the street, you ask somebody, do you know who Anne Heche is? And they say, oh yeah, she was an actress that was in that film. She did X, Y, and Z. They would have an awareness of who she is. Whereas someone who's like a B-list actress or actor, you throw their name out there and folks won't know who that person is.
I think when you're talking about A-list actress, and I don't want to keep harping on this because we all respect Anne Heche.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that I think with A-list actors, their performances, they're either going to be the type of person much like Anne Heche's roles, where if she had small scenes with an A-list actor, they have the propensity to steal the film because she's an A-list actor. And Anne Heche has never stolen a film from anybody.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And now listen, she's had some really good roles, and we loved her. We loved her as an actress, right? Yeah. A-list actors make films and steal films from other A-list actors, and Anne Heche did that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For example, Gladiator, right?
Okay, well, listen. What about it?
Anne Heche was in Gladiator?
No. No. Joaquin Phoenix stole the show from
100%.
Russell Crowe.
Yes.
And Russell Crowe was the main star.
Actors do. Great example.
Yeah.
When there's an A-list actor involved, you won't miss him.
But wait a minute. Again, he was a co-star to the movie. He was the co-star to the movie.
Maybe so, but he showed you what an A-list actor does, while Anne Heche didn't do that.
But did that make Russell Crowe any less of an A-list actor?
No, because that film just had 2 A-list actors,
and that movie is a classic because of it.
But you just proved my point.
But Anne Heche has never been.
There's no movie where you can say that. No, sorry, yeah.
He was the second A-list actor.
That's what we disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. But to Adrian, I say I look at it like this: there's an A-list, there's a B-list. I also think there's a C-list, and the C-list are the ones that the run-of-the-mill, just regular actors. I think the B-list are still good actors, but they just can't break that A-list level.
Yeah, I can respect that. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. I can respect that. I just I've always just subscribed to the notion that the whole A-list, B-list thing has always been more of a popularity contest as far as who the public knows versus who may be carrying the movie or who may be a superior actor.
Yeah,
that's always been my definition of it.
See, I just think that I'd like us to get to a point where A-list actors equals elite actors, right?
That's how I put it. That's how I look at it.
This is the cream of the crop, right? Yeah. And then by definition of that, the B-list actors list will be much longer, right? And include people like Anne Heche, right?
And I think Kristen Stewart is a B. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the whole time. But she's a B. I don't care what she did on Twilight. But I'm just...
She's an A-list actress.
She's not an A.
She's A-list.
They're going to come for you for that.
Yeah. All the Twilight fans out there, they'll go see Supermoon. See him in the comments.
Come on. Come on.
I'll get you his personal email. Just...
Speaking of comments, definitely, guys, jump in the comments. Let us know what you think about your favorite Anne Heche films. Obviously, let us know if she's an A or B list actor to you. And let us know some of her favorite moments. Whether it's like you were saying, John Q. I love her in Donnie Brasco. Adrian was mentioning her performance in Volcano. So plenty of performances to choose from. Over 92 film credits. Definitely let us know what you think in the comments. Um, a celebration of Anne Heche. We love her as an actress. It's a tragic story. I'm glad we got an opportunity to spend 20 minutes talking about her. Definitely go back, go through your Netflix, your Hulu, your Amazon Prime, go through all your DVDs in the closet, pull out those old films, give them a second watch or a third watch, and really take the time to celebrate her and her career. Um, Guys, we'll pick up our regular scheduled performances next week on Monday. So until then, Mr. Unspoken, we've officially spoken. We've said that you should go and celebrate Anne Heche. RIP to her. And we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.